Hey everyone, Nick from Mossy Creek with this week's fishing forecast. Today is Monday, February 7th. As you can see, a lot of our snow is finally melted. We had pretty heavy rain last week on top of all of the snow melt. That really gave a good recharge to a lot of our streams. If you look at kind of the next 10 days, we've got pretty cool spring temperatures. We're going to start to get up into like the 40s and 50s most days. Still pretty chilly at night, but warmer than we've seen in a while. As far as precipitation goes, very little to no rain in the next 10 days. So I think we're at a pretty good place with our water levels. We can kind of expect most of them to continue to fall over the next few days and should be some really good fishing for the next few weeks. If we look up into our mountain streams, a lot of places like Upper North River up by Stokesville, Dry River, some of the Shenandoah National Park streams, I would say are back to like a fishable level. Most of those waters are still running pretty good, but definitely places where you can get in, find some protected water, and especially over the next few days as it falls, have some really good brook trout fishing. So, fish some heavier nymphs, some streamers if you want to, but when those high flows, fishing like jig, tungsten nymphs or stuff that get down quick, get in the strike zone can be really key. And don't count out those kind of soft protected waters. When water's up in the trees and you get a nice little back eddy or good rock that protects some water, a lot of those fish are going to hang out from the fast current and just wait for all that food to come by. So take advantage of that. Looks like the next few weeks could be really good for that. Some of our delayed harvests and other stock trout streams up in those mountains are also going to be in pretty good shape. A lot of them got stocked in the last few weeks, looking back to like kind of mid-January and on. The Jackson River Hidden Valley section, Fat Creek, Cowpasture, and the Bullpasture, Spring Run. Close to us, the South River and Grottoes and in Waynesboro both got stocked here in the last few days. So a lot of those stock trout waters also going to be in good shape. Lastly, up in the mountains, a lot of our bigger reservoirs at higher elevation have been, pretty iced in. Expect some of those to maybe start to thaw again this week with some of the warmer temperatures. Some of your highest, colder, lakes might take a little bit longer to thaw, but we should start to see some of those kind of still water fisheries open back up. Down here in the valley, Spring Creek's been fishing pretty good. We've got good water flow. Things are starting to clear up a little bit. Over the weekend, if you fished at all, you probably saw we had pretty muddy water. Mossy Creek, for instance, was running pretty stained, but things are starting to really level out. Expect really good streamer fishing when you get that off-colored water in places like Mossy Creek, Beaver Creek, South River. Can be really good times to go throw bigger streamers, fish dark, fish heavy, bigger profile stuff. I talked to a guy who fished Mossy yesterday, did pretty well fishing like darker, bigger nymphs. So a lot of those should see pretty good fishing. The Shenandoah River is still pretty high. Probably gonna be another 3, 4, 5 days before it's fishable. It's still like just under 3 grand on the gauge. Still running pretty muddy. But as we see that level off in the next few days, it'd be good. We haven't had really colored water on the river for a while. So for that winter bass fishing, musky fishing, fish shouldn't be near as spooky. If you know where to look for them, that color can be really beneficial to you. So awesome fishing. We're excited about the rain. Looks like we're going to stay pretty similar to that for a while. So get out there, enjoy some of these warmer temps, and we'll see what the rest of the winter has. As we come into spring, we finally got some pretty fun events coming up here at the shop. First one coming up February 18th. So Friday here in a couple weeks, we'll be down at Three Notch for our first iron fly in a couple years. If you haven't been out to this event, it's a blast. You don't have to know how to fly tie. If you do, it's just as fun, but we'll be down there hosting an event. Keep your eyes peeled for maybe a little happy hour shopping time here at the shop beforehand. We've got some fun stuff that we're thinking up. And then if we look into March 18th, we'll be showing the F3T Film Tour. Some really awesome films on that. We'll be back in the downtown theater. You can find more info on both of these events on our social media and email blasts and such. And we're having talks about what our spring open house is. Yep, I think we're going to finally have an open house again. So, we'll start thinking about smoking all that barbecue, get some good speakers in, and can't wait to hang out with y'all again. So give us a call if you got any questions. Get out there and enjoy the awesome water. Thanks.